right, so I am working on my 2004 Ford Excursion with 95,000 miles. Pretty sweet ride, except for when it's not. So I do have the 6.0 Powerstroke. Just FYI, I added a new turbo in there. It's a KC turbo, the Jetfire stage 1. Anyways, that's what this video is about. This video is about this little guy. This is the crank position sensor, and they're really hard to get to if you do it the wrong way. So these 6.0s have a million reasons under the sun as to why you get a hard start or a long crank with a no start. So I went through all the processes. I checked to make sure I was getting oil from the H-pop, make sure I had fuel, make sure I had pressure at the injectors. Checked everything, went through the whole 9 yards, and the last thing to check was this little guy, because I was not getting any kind of RPMs when I was cranking. So this is the one that's responsible for showing up the RPMs when it's cranking. And when these things go dead, you will get a hard start, or a no start, sorry. You will get a no start. So most people what they will do from the videos I've seen is they will try to get to this part from up here. They'll take out the intercooler tubes, they'll take out the brackets, take out the shroud, take off the AC and all that junk just to get to this little guy. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's just do it an easier way. So let's crawl under here and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so we're under the truck now. And just for reference, this is how tiny this little part is. And it's all the way back there, right where this goes in here. So I'm going to point this out to you. So just so you know where you are under the motor, there's this canister right here. And then you got your AC right up there. Okay, and then you got your crank right here. So first things first is this guy is going to be bolted up right in there. This is going to be right in there, so go ahead and take that out. But on top of that, you're also going to have this guy up here. Well, anyway, can't get to that guy right now. So this guy goes on top of this guy, which goes on top of the stud that I took out of there. So this stud right here goes right in there. Okay, and this goes through here, and this threads to that with a little nut. See a little nut right here? And this little guy is an 8mm. This is actually what was holding the sensor on. So anyways, if you're gonna get to the sensor, don't go through the top and spend all the time doing that. Just unbolt this big wire right here, okay? Unbolt it from there. Unbolt this ground wire from right up here. Take this whole assembly apart. So this little wire will get pushed up top. This big cable will get pushed down, and then you'll have free access to get in there with an extension and an 8mm socket with a swivel. So this is going to come right here. It's really easy to break, and once you break that, you're going to take your little cord here, or your plug, sorry. See, mine's pretty good, so there's nothing wrong with the plug. So what you do is you're going to stick a screwdriver flathead in there, push it down, and then with an extension push this out. So you'll need the flathead to push it down, and then you'll need extension to push it out. And the way I access that to push it down is through these holes right here, through the frame. So I went in, what, can I see it? Let me see if you can see it. I went in through here. That's how I access that to push the clip. I went in through here. So I pushed it in through here with the flathead, a small flathead, and I went from the other side and pushed it off the sensor with an extension. Or you can use another flathead or whatever works for you. But it's pretty easy to get to. I lost my light here. There we go. It's pretty easy to get to. So just give you a good download on what needs to get done. Everything goes right back in place. Let me get this light back in place. All right. So let's just get here a little closer. Maybe I can show you guys what it looks like in there. Maybe. Don't know if I can get that light in there. No, can't really get that light in there. Let me try something. Okay, let's try this. So once you get that stud out of there, take this off of there, and there's another, like I said, there's another ground that goes on top of that, connect to that stud. Once you get all that stuff out of the way, you'll be able to get in there with your 8mm ratchet with a swivel, 3/8. You'll be able to get back here, but let's see what's back there. Just so for reference, you kind of know what's back there. Okay, so there is the sensor hole right there. You can see where it threads in right there. If your vehicle's really old and it's possibly rusted, why don't you spray something on that to loosen that up first, so you're not stripping out anything and you're not breaking anything, because some people, from what I understand, is that the sensor will get stuck in here. If they make it past the bolt and able to get the bolt off, when they start to pull this out, I just twist it back and forth, because it's just like an O-ring. All it is an O-ring. I twist it back and forth and gently pull it out. I just gently rock it out. But if it's really hard, take your time doing it, because a lot of times the plastic will break off and the sensor will stay in there, and you're going to have to get some really long needle nose pliers to be able to pull it out. But that's where everything is, and it's right behind the AC. Well, right below the AC, behind all this the crank here. So we get out of here now, and you can see kind of where everything's at. Yeah, like I said, guys, it's not that hard. Just got to take the time, take all the stuff apart, take your time getting in there, use the frame holes to be able to access stuff, and just take your time. It won't be that, it's not that difficult. Actually works out all right. So anyway, once again, this is the sensor that was giving me the issue of the no crank. So when I get the new one in, it should crank right up. All right, man. Y'all have a good one.